Hey there, if you are reading the 12-week year and you are following along with me in my book club or going at your own pace or just picking it up because you heard that it was probably a good book to choose to get into goal setting for this year, I wanted to read a section out of the book that is important to me. I've heard it multiple times from different authors, different podcasts, different coaching certifications that I'm in, and just in life in general. And I think it's really important to highlight because it shows us a little bit about how our brain kind of does things on autopilot, how it works scientifically, and how we as humans have to try and put the effort in to overcome what our brain naturally does. So this is Your Brain and Vision in the 12-week year book. It's page 22 if you're reading it. So I'm just going to read through this passage and kind of go over why I feel like it's important and resonates with me. Okay, so the brain is an amazing organ. And as David Frost once pointed out, it starts working the moment you get up in the morning and doesn't stop until you get into work. Our brains are wonderful, powerful, and inconsistent. Due to its multiple functions, sometimes your brain can seem to be working at cross purposes with itself. Have you ever felt like your brain was in conflict with itself? Yeah. If so, you're not alone or crazy. There is some groundbreaking research that explains what you're experiencing and offers powerful insights on how you can use your brain more effectively to live life you desire. Researchers have found that a portion of the brain, the amygdala, reacts negatively when we are facing uncertainty and risk. This response is quite helpful in avoiding danger and staying alive. Unfortunately, when we imagine the future as being vastly different from today, we experience uncertainty because we don't know how to create and maintain the future we are imagining. When this happens, the amygdala kicks in. That's when the part of our brain that avoids risk gets in our way. It seeks to keep us out of uncertainty and risk situations. When you start to envision a future that stretches your comfort zone and is significantly bigger and bolder than what you are currently living, the amygdala tries to shut down the process before you do anything that could be detrimental. That's the bad news. At one level, we are all wired to resist change and postpone greatness. The good news is there is also a portion of your brain called the prefrontal cortex, the PFC, that acts as a counterbalance to the amygdala. The PFC lights up when you look out over open vistas, and interestingly, when you imagine greatness for yourself in the future. Scientists can track increased electrical impulses in the PFC of test subjects when they think about compelling futures. Research has also shown that our brains have a powerful capacity to change. In the past, scientists thought that our brains were essentially static after we became adults, but they now know that our brain can change over time. The areas that we frequently actually grow in the density of neural connections and size. This capacity for our brains to change is called neuroplasticity. Here's why it's such a big deal. Your brain has the ability to change and develop psychologically, and it does so based on how you use it. That is good news and bad news. The bad news is that unless you intentionally engage the PFC, you are by default relatively strengthening the portion of your brain that resists change and keeps you stuck. The good news is that you can change your brain simply by what you think about. You have the ability to strengthen and develop your brain by thinking about a compelling future for yourself, by regularly and repeatedly thinking about an inspiring vision where you emotionally connect with the life you desire. And here's what may be the best part. When you think about a compelling vision, the neurons that fire in your brain are the same neurons that fire when you act on your vision. What that means is that you can literally train your brain to act on your vision just by thinking about it. The first step, though, is creating an inspiring vision and learning how to stay connected with it. And then there's a quote here that says, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" by Mary Oliver. And so all of that is to say that our brains are literally hardwired to protect us from uncomfortable situation. It goes back to when we were literally in fight or flight mode, living out in the wilderness, trying to survive. That part is called the reptilian part of your brain, still kicks in everyday situations. And what so many other authors, coaches, and influencers have repetitively told us over and over and over again is The only way we grow and the only way we succeed is by constantly stepping outside of our comfort zone. When you repeatedly do those actions that are uncomfortable to you, they become normal. They become part of your comfort zone. And in that kind of situation, your comfort zone automatically, well, not automatically, but it will intentionally become bigger. So you become better at doing the things that were uncomfortable. Just like when you were a kid learning how to drive. Driving is super scary. Like your first instinct was to slam on the brakes when like you saw lights go on in front of you because you were in a completely new environment, something you couldn't really control what was happening around you. So your immediate thing is like, oh my God, stop and like take it in. But as we grow older, the more times we get in a car, the more times you drive on a highway or scarier situations, the more comfortable we become. Sometimes to the detriment, we become so complacent when we're driving, it just like we go on autopilot. Well, I want you to kind of think about that for like how you grow in your comfort and your success in your business or whatever it is you're looking to do. The more times you put yourself out there, the more times you pick up the phone and do a cold call, the more times you strike up a conversation with a stranger while you're out doing things, the more times you email somebody and ask them if they'd be willing to work with you, the easier it's going to get. You're going to teach your brain that this is normal. I'm not afraid to do it. I'm not going to die. There's not a tiger standing right here waiting to eat me because I'm doing this task. You just have to get those reps in. And I'm telling you what everybody is saying in all their books and all of their podcasts and all their coaching, it's true. You have to put yourself out there. You have to get a little uncomfortable. You have to do it over and over and over again so you can retrain your brain to be like, this is in my, this is now coming into my circle of comfort. And then you don't stop there. You have to keep going because the people who are the most successful people, they get one level outside their comfort zone. They get comfortable with that. They learn that this is what they've got to do to get to the next level. And then they push themselves further to the next, what is the next uncomfortable thing? You think about bodybuilders or people who are extremely fit athletes or gold medalists in the Olympics. Like they don't just stop after they complete one skill. That is scary. I mean, have you watched the Olympics, the Winter Olympics? Can you imagine jumping off of a jump as high as those people have been doing? A lot of them still got injured, but they still put themselves out there. So like if your goal in your life is to get better at an area of your life, whatever that might be, I seriously condone this method of stepping outside your comfort zone, getting out there and doing the reps daily so that in time, everything will compound and you will start to see whatever those results are. And then the other thing that's really important is the vision. So you can't just say like, I'm going to lose 10 pounds and by doing that, I'm going to walk 10,000 steps and that be it. Because by week 2, maybe you're 80% at your goal, you do 80% of your steps for that week. And then week 3, you kind of get lost, you get sick. And then week 4, you're like, why am I even doing this? It's not worth it. It's like taking up too much time. You need to tie whatever your goal is to a vision of your life that you are going for. So if you are happy with the life you have now and you have no need to grow, then you don't really need a vision to like go for. But if you have the entrepreneurial or the growth mindset that a lot of us do have, or if you're lacking a purpose and you're feeling like you're wasting away, that vision of like your future self, no matter how old you are, is super important. It's why so many things have become very popular with these vision boards. The vision boards have been around forever. Vision board workshops are like now this thing that happened right around January timeframe, then the beginning of the year where you're setting your goals. But it's really important to take that, if you yourself are looking to grow, take that even deeper and really hone in on what is it that you're looking to do. I will say, I'll share with you guys right now, my vision boards include like a family vacation home because I want to spend time away from the busyness of life to like go and enjoy a lake and like just have family time and just like make those memories with my boys and my daughter. A car that I'm obsessed with is on my vision board for being able to buy it outright for 2027. Growing this book club that I'm running, becoming one of the top agents in my area because that income helps funnel the things that I really am envisioning for myself. And as I grow older, I want all the work that I've been putting into my life to amount to time where I can spend doing nothing. So my hustle in my entrepreneur journey is so that I can buy my freedom back, buy my time back. And for some people, it's going to be different, whatever your vision looks like for you in your life. But like, I want to take 2 vacations with my daughter every year just to go chill out and like do spa stuff and shopping. I want that vacation home. I want my specific car. I love American built muscle cars. I want to go on more dates with my partner. I want to enjoy moments of living. I don't want to work forever. So I know that in these next few years, I've got to hustle. I got to do this balance of like, I'm working like crazy now to build my empire, if you will. And then later, I want to have it set up so that I can enjoy all the aspects of my life. So I took you on a journey there, but I really wanted to share that part of the book because it's talked about so much, and I feel like it's something that people are like, yeah, I know. But it's really important to understand how your brain works. And like, if you don't use it, you lose it. So let's use it. Let's challenge ourselves. Let's become 1% better than we were yesterday, right? Let's do all the cliche things that you've heard over and over and over again and really build something for you this year in your business, in your life, whatever it is. So if you have any questions and if you want to get in touch with me about my book club and what we're doing, how I'm helping business owners and women grow in their lives, please reach out. I'm going to try to do more series like this for YouTube to share some insights. And if you're an author of one of these books and I'm doing something wrong, please just message me. But I love sharing the concepts. It's helped me in my life multiple times grow. And I have a feral toddler outside. So that's it. But again, reach out if you have any questions, and hopefully I'll have more insights for you soon.